2 points from the playoff line in the East, the Five Stripes now get ready for their second homestand of the week, taking on top of the East, Inter Miami. That's Jason Longshore. I'm Joe Fryhofer. This is your AT&T Countdown to Kickoff. Jason, this matchup against Inter Miami earlier this season, one of the biggest results of the year for the Five Stripes. The question now heading into this one, how do we repeat with another 3 points?
Have to have a better performance than what we saw last weekend. That's number one. And how you get there, look, there's a lot of different ways to make this happen. You go back and you look at that game in Fort Lauderdale. That was a huge win. They were set up differently than how Atlanta United has played lately. It was 3 center backs in that one. Is that a possibility here? Health-wise, yes. Guys are available. So is that something that you look to recreate? I'm not sure. You know, this is a really tricky spot this week with coming off of a longer break, going into a 3-game week. You're not looking ahead to Red Bulls and thinking about how that affects this game lineup-wise, but it is in the back of your mind that you have another match. You have a quick turn. You don't really have time on the training pitch. So I'm really intrigued to see what that lineup sheet looks like coming off of a performance that everybody's going to want to wash away, and how you do that. Who's the freshest, who is in the best form, and who I think maybe attitude-wise is the most ready to grab this challenge with both hands.
You touched on that performance and washing that away. The Five Stripes are coming off of a 2-0 defeat at home against Nashville SC. The most pressing knock that came away from that match was left winger Xande Silva, who's been dealing with a foot injury during the duration of this season. He is questionable in this match. Jason, who could we see fill in at left wing for Xande?
Yeah, we've talked about the left wing a lot this season, and there's a lot of possibilities. Someone has to step up in this moment if Xande Silva can't turn around and go, and considering the fact that he had to come out before halftime, it's probably not a good sign that he's going to be able to have that quick turn to Wednesday. We've seen Edwin Mosquera in that role. We've seen Tyler Wolff in that role. We've seen Luke Brennan play on the wing. We've seen one of them over to the right and Sava Lobjanidze go over to the left. I'm not sure what the best solution is, and that's the challenge at this point, is you have to take a look at training performances. You have to take a look at Mosquera's performance on Saturday. Brought a little bit of life to things on that side. Does that match up well with Miami? You also have to look at performances with Atlanta United too as well, and we've seen Tyler Wolff and Mosquera and Brennan all with Atlanta United too as of late. Pedro Amador, the good news on him, because it didn't look good at the end of that match when he was collided with by Sam Surridge, looks like more of just a laceration than a concussion issue. He has trained this week, so that is a good sign for his availability for Wednesday.
Inter Miami come into this match leading across the league in the race for the Supporters' Shield. They are first in the East, and one name who's returned available in their starting lineup after a 2-month injury recovery, Leo Messi. Coming off of a Philadelphia Union 2-goal and 1-assist performance, combining with El Pistolero Luis Suarez right there. The big question, Jason, coming into this one, how many minutes can Messi go?
I think he can play 90 plus if they want to use him in such, because look, Messi's 90 minutes are different than maybe some other guys' 90 minutes, and this isn't the usual cliche of, oh, he walks around so he's not really doing anything. He's doing a lot, okay? He knows what he's doing. He knows how to manage his body, especially at this stage. But if you look at his career when he's come back off of injury or come back off of international duty, and there's been that question, can he play 90? Yeah, he can figure it out. He can find out if he needs to do that. He looked great against Philadelphia, and will he be able to do that again? I keep flashing back to that game earlier in Fort Lauderdale. He was on the field, he scored, he played well. They still did not win that game. And I think his inclusion changes the way Miami plays a little bit, obviously, again, because he manages his workload. The ability to win the ball back and put pressure on up high when Messi's on the field, when Luis Suarez is on the field, it's not as strong as when younger players who are going to run more are on the field. Does that help Atlanta United? I thought it did down in Fort Lauderdale. I thought they were able to build up the play very well, connect the dots getting into the attacking half. If Miami goes with their stars who don't apply as much high pressure, that can open up some different possibilities for Atlanta than what we saw against Nashville.
Availability for them too, they will be missing 2 crucial players, Aviles in that back line, as well as Sergio Busquets, the Barcelona defensive midfielder legend. Both of those names are out due to yellow card accumulation. The best way to fuel a response is with every last 17. This will be a triple-decker available at Mercedes-Benz Stadium as we fuel our 5 stripes to get a bounce-back victory at home before we hit the road later in the week. This one is set, as always, through the MLS Season Pass on Apple TV for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Mike Conti, Jason Longshore, they have your call on the radio.
Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30. 5 Stripes Countdown on 92.9 The Game and the Odyssey app. As always, home games, you can listen to our radio call by choosing Home Team Radio in your audio options. And it needs to be loud. It needs to be intense in the bins on Wednesday.
Time to set the tone. 17s, we'll see you then.